Greetings of the day, dear students. Today I am with you another poem from the first flight. Today we are moving on very interesting poem, and everyone watching this video, you can very clearly relate it to your life. You can very clearly give a touch to your life. So that poem name is The Ball Poem. It's written by John Berryman. John Berryman was an American poet, and he was into a group of confessionalism. What do you mean by confessionalism? Confessionalism means a person who is dealing with most inner thoughts. Generally, the writers, the poets, they are ready to write the poem on the basis of the society, on the basis of the nature and all this. As well as while they are writing on that time, they are thinking about the poetic devices, rhyme scheme and all these things. But here, the writer has written the poem on the basis of his inner thought. We can look into any other poets. For example, that's Robert Frost. Robert Frost written the poem regarding two roads diverged in a yellow wood. You know about that. You learned two roads diverged in a yellow wood. It is related to the choices in our life. In that poem, he speaks about the choices in our life. It is in a different level. Over here, the poet is speaking about the inmost feeling of the life. We are thinking about it as a big problem. If we lose anything, we are thinking about that. I lost it. We are feeling this is the big problem for us. But everyone has to face these particular feelings in our life. The poet is here telling about a little boy. You know about that. The little children, they used to, if they lose anything, they used to cry more and more, and some more time they will recall which one they lost, as well as they are ready to get it back or they are ready to change the thought by any other things also. But here the writer or the poet, he is telling about a small boy. He was playing with the ball. All of a sudden, the ball just rolled and fell into the river. So he was totally sad because he lost his ball. The poet was standing side of him, and he thought that just a ball. For adults, the ball, it is just looking like just a small thing. For the children, it is very precious thing. So the poet, he thought about it. It was just a ball. Why should not I give money to purchase another ball? At that time, he thought I can give him another dime. Dime means here the amount, and he can get another ball. Then the poet thought, no, I'm not going to do it, because at this time the boy realizes the value of loss. There are things in life you might lose in your life. So over here, he had taken a word ball. The ball stands in your life the memories which we cannot get it back. We can get back the things which we lose. We cannot get back the memories which we passed away in our life, or which it is already passes in our life. For example, we are in the adult stage, or we are in the younger stage. So we have already lost our childhood days. Can we get these childhood days back? No. Only the thing, we can get the memories back by seeing the photos, by seeing the videos. We can feel about when I was in a childhood days, I did this type of the works and I enjoyed my life a lot, all these things. So the ball here, it stands the memories. The ball also stands in our life the loved ones in our life. If we lose the loved ones in our life, can we get back them physically? No. Only the thing, we can get back the memories which we spent with the person. So this is a particular theme of the poem. The poet is written on the basis of the inner and the deeper thought of the human beings. He given the ideas which is related to the persons from the infancy level to the end of the life. How the person is facing, what are the problem he is facing, how much he is ready to lose in his life. All these things he explained very well. So now we can move on the poem. That is the ball poem. A boy loses a ball. He is very upset. Yes, we know very well. If we lose a small pencil, we will think about it. This is mine. That which I lost, that was my mine. So now I lost it. So this consider it as a possessiveness of the person. The same way here also the boy was very upset. A ball doesn't cost much, nor is it difficult to buy another ball. Why then is the boy so upset? You can read the poem and thinks about has been lost and what the boy has to learn from the experience of losing something. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. Then it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down on his young days into the harbour where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball, is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility. In a world of possessions, the people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external, is learning, well behind his desperate eyes. The epistemology of loss. How to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. John Berryman, who written the poem in a one verse. Here we didn't get any rhyme scheme or rhyming words. So he written it in a one verse. So now we can get the line by line explanation. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is the position of the boy now? Because he lost his ball. What? What is he to do? Now what he has to do? He lost his ball. Then what he has to do? I saw it go. I means here the poet. Poet John Berryman. He had already seen the ball. It means ball. Ball, it went merrily. Merrily means happily. It happily bouncing down the street. You know about that, how the ball it will react if it is inside our hand. If it is roll outside from the hand, roll down. Then the moving of this ball is considered here happily bouncing down the street. I think that the ball is thinking about the I'm free from the boy. And then merrily over, that it is in the water. Where it went? It went into the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. One ball he lost, and then he doesn't have a right to say about that, I have one more balls if I lose it. But if we lose the one thing which is possessive with us, it is that much of a attachment with that particular thing, then it is very difficult for us to forget it. The same way, that little boy, a little kid, he lost his ball. So generally the childhood days. The child is a child. Within 7 years, we can consider the person as a child. 7 years boy, he lost his ball, and just imagine that what is the position of that boy. He started to cry, roll on the dust. But anyway, as well as he's curious about that, how can I get it from the water? But here the writer or the poet, he is thinking about that we have already passed our childhood days. He's giving comparison with our memories and the ball. The ball is here considered as a memories, as well as the loss of the ball is considered here as a childhood days of the person. So where the ball went, it went inside the water. No use to say, I'm ready to give you another ball. If you have more balls with you, why you are crying? Why you are too sad about this a single ball? No use, because that much of a bondage between the ball and the child. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stand rigid. Ultimate shaking grief fixes that much of a sadness which it entered to the um, boy's mind. So he is completely upset when he lost the ball. Rigid, as well as he was trembling and staring down. Was shaking with the sad, as well as he's staring down, staring that ball which is inside the water. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. All his childhood days it went. He thought about that I lost my ball, so that my childhood days also it went. So the poet he tells us that we have already crossed our childhood days to the adolescence. So we enjoyed the childhood days very nicely, merrily, happily. We are ready to move around the world. The child doesn't have any, which means any type of attention or anything. Only the thing they are thinking about that the toys and the boys, as well as some more eatables, they are attracted. They are fascinated with that. But here, he lost this ball. So the writer is also tells us about that you have already crossed your childhood days. So what are all the memories with you regarding the childhood days? Should have to keep it with you and memorize it. Should not get it back. The same way, the boy is also, when he lost the ball, he has staring down, looking that much of a fixed mind. Staring that ball inside the water, he doesn't get it back. Where the ball went. All his young days into the harbor, where his ball. Harbor, it means the ship, where the ship it is. Approximately we can think about that the ships which has already located at some particular area, or the ship which is decoasted, the ship which is decoasted in the place that is considered as a harbor. So where it went into the inside the river. How it passed? It passed merrily bouncing on the down the street, and it crossed the harbor, as well as it directly entered to the river. The same way we also crossed our childhood days. We also crossed our happy memories and everything, but we have a collection of memories with ourselves. We can get it back by the memories only. We should not get that age. Can we get the age back? No. Then actually till here the ball went. Till here we can consider it as a first part. So that before that I told about that the person, the writer, he belongs to the confessionalism. Confessionalism poets, they used to write the poem how they want, that much way they are ready to show the either it is in the verse, in verse, or it is not in the verse, just they are ready to give it into the a single verse poem. They here the confessionalism poets, they are not ready to give any particular poetical way of the writing. Only the thing they are ready to give, they are ready to um, give some ideas to the reader, that is which one is related to the complete depth or in thoughts in our life. But the other poets, they are ready to show the rhyme scheme and the rhyming words and all these things, particularly ballad poem and some other Shakespeare's writing. These are all related to the rhyme scheme and this one rhyming words and all this. But here the writer is not ready to show all these things. He is not giving much more importance for this rhyme scheme or the poetic writing. Till here, this is the first stanza. I will not intrude on him. I am not ready to disturb on him. I am not ready to enter in that such situation. I means here the writer. A dime. Yeah. I am ready to give a dime. Dime means here um, 10 cents in US. This is the amount. I am ready to give a 10 cents of US rupee or a US amount. But for which purpose? To get the another ball. But now I am not ready to give it. It is a worthless. If I given him a dime, he is not ready to purchase because that much of attachment with that ball. So that he didn't get that ball which he lost. Now he senses the first responsibility. Yes, the poet is telling about that the boy, he has already sensed the first responsibility. What is the first responsibility? The first responsibility is what is the feeling of the losses. So that responsibility he has already learned. He has already sensed. In a world of possessions, possessions means here related to which is belong to the particular person. For example, the possessions. You people are very much attracted to the mobile phones. For example, you have an iPhone. If you are ready to give it to any other person to just check how it is, on that time you are ready to observe the person. That much of a possession on the phone. Why? Because you are completely fascinated and attracted about that phone, as well as you love that phone very much, so that you are not ready to give them. You are not ready to handle that phone alone. You are thinking about that if it fell down from that person's hand, oh, I will lose it. So that much of a possession. Okay. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always. Little ball. The little persons, the childhood days, the persons usually, this is a common thing to lose the ball while we are playing the cricket or handball or anywhere. It's a very common thing. But the people will take ball. The people are ready to recollect their memory. But no one buys a ball back. but no one is ready to get the memories back by the money. Money is external. Money is external here related to the materialistic way. Materialistic, it means regarding the iPhone, either iPhone or a PC or a laptop or any other electronic gadgets or any other jewels, or these are all related to the materialistic. That much of a possession in our life, or that much of attachment with the materials. So we can buy all these materials by the money, but we can't get the memories back by the money. Money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Desperate means sad. It's a he can do it by his sad eyes. He is learning. What he is learning? He is learning the sense of the losing. Epistemology of loss. Epistemology of, it means the knowledge of loss. How to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know. Every man must have to know one day how to stand up. How to stand up, it means here the inner, how can we get the inner peace? The person, every person should have to know one day. No, and most know many days how to stand up. The standing, it's a standing up. We can consider this is a goal. Standing up is a, or stand up is a goal here. By this goal, how can we get the inner peace? We can get the inner peace by our achievement. Is it possible in our childhood days? No. We should not get any achievement in our childhood days. If we are ready to get the achievement in the childhood days, it means just like only for the memories. Not it would not applicable in our whole life. When you cross the childhood days, we are thinking about the childhood days is completely filled with the funny. If the person is ready to achieve, maybe he will get the gold medals and everything. But that should not be base for that person's whole life. He has to think, he has to choose one more way to success in his life. So the poet is telling about here, as well as the theme of this ball poem is, we should to lead our life by the loss and profit. We can get loss everywhere, we can get profit anywhere. So this is the particular theme of this poem. As well as we can think about the poetic device. Here the poetic device is first is related to alliteration. Alliteration, we can see the man must buy ball back. So you know about that, what do you mean by alliteration? Which gives the consonant sound. So first one is a alliteration, okay. Then second one is anaphora. Anaphora, it means two lines starts with the same word. Where it is? Two lines starts with the same word. That is what? Sorry. That is what? What is the boy now? What? What is he to do? Then merrily bouncing, really over some. Yeah. More than this is there. That is balls. Yeah, these are all related to the anaphora. The what merrily. These are words related to anaphora. Anaphora, it means two lines start with the same word. then repetition is there. The same thing we can see here, the repetition along with the balls. The repetition is here, what, merrily, merrily, balls. These words are repeated. So imagery is there. What is the imagery? The clear picture of our profit and loss in our life. The clear picture of the imagery is here related to the ball. The ball is a imagery. The ball is a memory in our life.